待って待って。どれにする？
似合うかな。
行くのね。誰にする？
行くぞサイクロン。味がしない。出たな。現れたな。味がしない。行こうか。己ショッカー現れたな。出たな。
どうするの？強化するのね。これがおすすめ。
up, man? How you doing? Doing? Can you hear me? I haven't done one of these streams in a while. I might stream again when I get home.
I don't need weapons. I am the weapon.
What's up, Dissidia? The how what? Yeah. What are you referring to? The combo or streaming at this quality when I'm not at home? 'Cause I can answer both of those questions. You gotta you gotta specify what your question is, man. I'm not psychic. Yeah, the new Shiva, he's not bad. I don't agree with the changes they made, because it feels like they did the fighting game thing of let's just make one thing that is used too much, was overused. Let's make that useless, and then the other thing is better by default, because the other thing is not worth using. That's what I don't agree with, but they did give him some new stuff. I really like the back attack into the launcher. It's really fun. You can launch like a whole group of enemies, and you get these cool extensions and stuff. It's just the kick is trash now, so I don't really agree with what they did. It really solved the problem. Now it's just nobody using the kick, so it basically just reversed the situation. It's pretty much like a modern fighting game. Nerf. Pretty much what it is. Everybody uses this and everybody's in top 8 doing the same combo, so we're going to remove that combo, but then there's just another move that people spam, so it doesn't actually accomplish anything. What do you want to play it on? What platform, dude? Mobile, PC, Switch? The difficulty of doing so is going to vary. What platform do you want to play it on? I can help you. You gotta wait till I get home in like an hour. I can just give you the file. What platform do you want to play it on? PC or mobile or? Well, yeah, that's piss easy. Yeah, CPS2 games don't need they don't need BIOS, so let's go download RetroArch and I'll send you the ROM later when I get home. You gotta remind me. I'm done feeding the cats and cleaning up and everything. I'm probably gonna do these streams after I feed the cats from now on, just because I have more time and there's less clutter. Everybody's day here is pretty much over, so it depends. When I start playing mobile games again, maybe I'll be up earlier again, but I'm playing those a whole lot right now. How have you never played AVP? That was a pretty popular game. The second half of that game really falls apart, though. I just want to prepare you for it, but you like shooters, so it might not bother you as much as the beat-em-up crowd, but that game triggers a lot of beat-em-up fans, because it kind of stops being a beat-em-up in the second half, because you start fighting the military. You know, it's old school beat-em-up, so there's no pickup button. So they leave like 50 guns on the ground. You can't attack anymore. It might not bother you, but yeah. That game was like the first half for the entire game. I think it would be better overall. It's still a good game, but anyone who says it's a perfect game is lying, because they clearly have not gotten to the second half. It becomes that Viscera clean up the tail game where it's just like just guys with guns all over the place, and it's not annoying like other beat 'em ups because you can actually pick up the guns and shoot them with them. But you know, you only have three buttons, and you can only pick up stuff with the attack button. So a lot of times you want to attack something with your actual moveset, which is still better than the gun in some ways, depending on the character, but you can't. Legit, the little story that game has is kind of its biggest downfall. If they remade that game and they made the pickup system like this, I think it would be better by default. That game is the epitome of having too much crap on the ground in a beat 'em up and how it just kind of cripples you. At least the weapons are good, though. I mean, that's more than you can say for most beat 'em ups, where picking up a weapon is like just a straight nerf. Most beat 'em ups, the weapons suck. It's like very specific characters. Or it's one of the games like Final Fight 3 where they have a favorite weapon system, so it's like actually worth picking up weapons. Yeah, a lot of people either say it's the shooter or the beat 'em up are the best Alien games in general. Pretty much the AVP, FPS, the beat 'em up, or like Alien Isolation are like the only ones really worth playing. There aren't that many games in that series, but most of them suck. But they've got a nice variety of genres for sure. Not many movie series out there that have like a beat 'em up and then like a class-based FPS and then a straight horror game. That's pretty cool. I think most people would like at least one of those. I don't like FPSs or horror games, but you know they have a pretty decent beat 'em up. It's got its flaws, but it's still a good game. I'm not gonna make fun of you. Should make fun of how I play first-person shooters. Have you seen me play Gunfire Reborn? I play the melee character because he doesn't have to aim. He basically turns it into just a first-person beat 'em up. Before I had that guy unlocked, that game was torture. Because I'm terrible at those games. I don't like them either. But that's what's fun about Gunfire Reborn is they have a variety of characters. I think that game does a better job of having different characters than like Borderlands. They have the tigers like basically based around sniper rifles, so if you're really good at like PUBG or Apex or something, you probably pick him up like right away. If you're like me and you hate first-person shooters with a passion, they have melee characters that just punch and kick everything respectively. There's like no aiming needed at all. I'm streaming from the Steam Deck, by the way. I'm streaming from the Steam Deck. I'm not at home. I'm over at my neighbor's house, just chilling. I usually go home around 10. Steam Deck can handle some of the games I stream, not all of them. Pretty much anything 3D is off the table because it starts dropping frames. Like stuff like this, I could play with no performance. I'm gonna assume the quality looks pretty good. But quite a bit better than streaming from the phone. The thing about emulators on this though is they often don't pick up the controller. They don't pick up the deck as a controller unless you're in gaming mode, so emulators I still stream from the phone. How's the quality? Should be pretty solid. I optimized it like as much as I could. I do play some games with like the screen in the back moves a lot, and that really fucks with bit rate. It's like 4,500 bit rate, so quite a bit worse than at home. But because I'm not playing 3D games, it should be like a negligible difference. When I'm at home, I stream at like 5,500, so even the 3D games look nice. I don't think there's any 3D games I can stream like this. I'm pretty sure there's not. If it was, it'd be like really old. I can't put up with the frame drops. You know how sensitive I am to frame rates. So if I can't stream it and it's like not running perfect, then I won't stream it on these. Stream it on the deck, only for private use. Isn't the AVP shooter like class-based? Like you can play as like the aliens or the predators or the marines, something like that. I never played it. I had friends that played it when I was younger, but even back then I was a beat 'em up nut. So the only alien game I liked was the beat 'em up. I never cared for the shooter myself. I heard After Image was kind of rough. I was looking at that game and it looked kind of janky. It's like one of those standard indie games that's like beautiful graphics, but like the gameplay is janky. It's like $25 too, so I don't mind paying $25 for an indie game, but I have my apprehensions when they're like that high priced. Indie games are weird. There's some that have like amazing graphics. They have shit gameplay because they put all their money into the graphics. There's games like this that have, not everybody likes this game's art style. It's a clean looking game. It's got the gameplay, which is all that really matters. Then there's stuff like Vampire Survivors that looks like a student project or like a game jam thing. It was like made in a weekend. But the gameplay is like really addicting and people like it. I'm honestly more inclined to check out an indie game if it has shitty graphics. It usually means there's a higher chance the gameplay will be better. Some indie games you can tell the priority was make it look as good as possible in trailers. Then like kind of skimp on the actual game design. I think Vampire Survivors, as much as I don't like what that game has done to indie games, I think it was a wake-up call to a lot of developers. You don't need to spend like so much on art and presentation. A lot of it's just luck, honestly. That game is just kind of... The guy got lucky. That game got as popular as it did. There's plenty of other games people won't play because they look like that. Very amateurish graphics. Like not even good pixel art. Like really amateurish looking. I like Gray's Counter GM. Like that game is cool. It doesn't have like top level pixel art, but it's clean looking, and the gameplay is really fun. So that's all that matters. Especially for a shmup. AAA shmups don't even really exist anymore. They haven't for like a good 11 years. Ever since Game stopped making them. Shmup fans in general are a lot less picky as long as the graphics don't like cause visibility issues, which is a big thing in a shmup. So you actually see the bullets and shit. They'll generally play anything. They're not super picky about graphics. No, they can't really even be picky with shmups at all. It's like the only one putting out AAA equivalent was Cave when they stopped doing console and arcade games. There isn't anybody else left but indie. Ooh. surprised you. How have you not played the arcade AVP? Like that game is more accessible than the FPS. Like having a gaming PC back in the late '90s was pretty rare. I played AVP so much as a kid just because they had it at the mall, and I would beg my grandma to give me like $1 so I could play it for like 10 minutes. The game is pretty much designed to take your first credit after the second level, unless you like actually know what you're doing. So, a good like 5-6 minutes of gameplay. And the arcade games are kind of weird in terms of experience as a kid, because you're limited to what's around you. A lot of people didn't even know some games even existed until emulation was a thing. And I grew up around arcades that had like most of the really good stuff. Not everyone is so fortunate. Other times it was just Street Fighter and Time Crisis. Whatever makes the money. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Time Crisis. The money makers. Did you guys know the only reason Time Crisis 5 exists is because the old games were still making money. Like a bunch of like barcades and like pizza parlors and stuff were like begging for a new one because the games are like starting to fall apart. Especially like gun games are like the hardest to repair because you have to like calibrate the gun and stuff. Things were like time bombs. That's pretty much the only reason why they made Time Crisis 5. I played that when I went on vacation for my birthday back in March. Frame rate is terrible. I couldn't take it, man. My eyes were not happy with me playing that shit. I have to try to emulate that at some point, but I don't have a light gun. The frame rate on Time Crisis 5 is like super unstable. It tries to run at 60, but they put crap hardware in it, so it can like barely handle it. It's pretty disappointing. I would have thought that they would have made it run better than the previous one, which was like, well, all of them are lock 60. The first 4. But the 5th one just runs like poop for like no reason. It's no different than playing a first-person shooter, 30 FPS. How awful that feels. Light gun games are no different. Kind of ruins the experience if you ask me. I guess if you emulate it, you can run it on much better hardware than what's in the actual arcade cabinet. But obviously, you need a light gun that works with a computer, which is not easy to find and very expensive. So, super enthusiast device. I don't know if I'd want to buy a light gun for like one game. The House of the Dead, the new House of the Dead runs like shit too. I saw that as well. I'm like, why can't you guys like put a halfway decent computer in there? Arcade hardware kind of sucks now. I don't know if people know, but arcade games are pretty much just, they're run on like mid-range computers. It's just in the box. Which comes with its fair share of problems because, you know, it's on all day at like heavy load for like 16 hours a day, so it comes with its fair share of issues. Whereas the old games are pretty much on actual like PCBs, so they like ran better. I think it was said that the Raw Thrills games run on like 1050 Ti, which is like really crap hardware by today's standards. That's like maybe like hand-me-down tier, like maybe your older brother or sister or your parents give it to you. Like it's functional, but not ideal. Time Crisis 5 is also literally early access as well. They shipped that game with only half of it done. I'm not making that up, by the way. When that game first released, they only had half the game done, and they added the other half later. I'm not making that up. An early access arcade game. Think about how stupid that is for a second. Early access arcade game. It's even like tied into the story as well. You don't find out who the villain is until you get the True Mastermind edition, which I think it was free. I don't know if it was free or not, but quite literally an early access light gun game with only half the planned content in it. But then it also brings the problem that it's like, the game was already the normal length it was supposed to be, which is 3 levels, which is what Time Crisis has always been. But they added the other half. So if you play through all 6 levels, you're going to be exhausted. Because it's like actual physical activity. It's not just sitting down and pushing buttons. You're moving your whole body around for like a good half hour, 45 minutes. So they doubled the length of the game and then didn't have it at launch. I think a lot of arcade owners were pissed. Pretty stupid. Like the disk space is like not an issue anymore. It's just running on a computer. quite literally a PC game on a big fancy presentation. It's not like an actual PCB anymore. Game is awesome. Just a really nice entry-level shmup with a lot of content. It's like only like 30 minutes long too, so it's like an actual arcade game, not the ones that the new console ones that try to be like 3 hours long. Pretty rare when they actually understand that shit kills replay value. Keep it under an hour. Mentally, these games are exhausting, just like beat 'em ups. The focus it requires. One more level to go. We've got like 7 extends. So I'm gonna get the true last boss. I got another extend, nice. This game gives you a lot of extends. Part of what makes it easy to pick up. But the harder difficulties are still hard. another extend, nice. Rolling and extends. Fuck this. Take the extend. Half fire should be manageable. Already at the end. There's a true last boss after this because I'm on a 1cc right now. Not eating. Fuck. Oh man. pretty bad performance there. Oh well. As long as I can pull this off. Good track here. Jeez. 1cc. That's on the second difficulty, not the first. I could probably go up like one tier and still 1cc. Yeah, this game is really good. One of the best shmups to come out in a while. Actually, could pass for an arcade game. Outside of how many extends you get, you do get a little bit too many extends, but you do get too many extends, but I felt like if they maybe nerfed how many extends you get, they could make this an arcade game pretty easily. It has everything else that matters. Same thing with Fight and Rage. Like if they put Fight and Rage in the arcade, they'd probably have to nerf the extends considerably. So you end up getting like half as many. But modern arcade games are weird because they're not even really trying to make as much money because they run on like crap computers. They don't cost as much. Cabinet is like more expensive. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. It's about time for me to head out here in about 20 minutes, so not enough time to play anything else, but I did acquire some new games. So we'll give those a test when I get back. Yeah, that was fun. Got some expanding the horizons of what I can do on these streams, because a lot of the new games I bought, they stream fine on Steam Deck. How was the quality tonight? Seems like I didn't drop any frames. How did it look? If anyone's still watching. mostly want to know about the game I was just playing, because shmups are really hard to stream. Because there's too many moving elements. Give me AVP? Yeah, I will do that right now. I'm going to turn off the stream right now, and I'll get you set up, but you're going to have to wait like 20 minutes until I get home.